Happy Friday, everybody. I'd like to talk about two things today. Experiences I've had in the past week that have kind of brought home that this journey towards health we're on is not just simply about diet and exercise and getting enough rest, but I think has a lot to do with our attitude. So I think our attitude affects just about everything around us. Had an opportunity this week to spend some quality time with two old clients. I certainly don't mean age-wise, folks I had worked with for a number of years. And they're both at the end of their careers, and unfortunately both at the end of their lives in the near future. One suffering from congestive heart failure, the other one suffering from lung cancer. And as I sat with them and mentioned each other's name to the other person because they had worked together, I was really surprised to see that after 30 to 35 years of working together, a lot of the bitterness and the hatred, and I don't often use that word, they had for one another just seemed to shine through. Through the coughing and wheezing and turning white, they about left this world when I mentioned the other person's name. The odd thing about all this is when I talk to people that they've worked with for years and years, they can never quite put a finger on why they don't like one another. Oh, I'm sure something way back when, in the dark ages, now known as the 70s, happened to them, and they embarked on this course of making one another's lives miserable. And I got in the car after visiting the second gentleman, and I had about an hour to an hour and a half drive till I got home. It dawned on me that I really don't need to judge those people. I'm like them. There are people in my life whose names you mention, and I'll turn beet red. Can't tell you exactly why. And I could spend 5 or 10 minutes dwelling on how people hurt us, how people take advantage of us. But here's the point. It's wasted energy. And if you're an emotional eater, like I am, what's the first thing that happens when you get upset with somebody? You grab a cookie, cake, pie, chocolate, whatever your food of choice is. I'm not telling you that the world needs to be full of hearts and flowers. I'm telling you that sometimes what I'm learning is it's a lot easier to just let go of stuff because it's not going to change. Now I know that we have people in our lives that we have legitimate reasons to either be afraid of, to not care for, you fill in the blank. And I'm not going to sit here and argue with you that those feelings aren't valid. But I'm going to tell you those feelings aren't productive. Those feelings don't lead towards health. Those feelings simply lead towards us staying unhealthy. Because it's a balance. It's logging your food. It's doing your exercise, whatever you choose to do. It's getting enough rest. And it's creating an emotional balance in your life. I'm not saying deny the hurt, the pain, the person that hurt you. What I'm saying is that at one point in time you have to employ the F word. And in this case the F word is repeatable. Should be repeatable, at least 1,000 times a day from my book. It's called forgiveness. Yep, forgiveness. Don't have to seek the person out, fall to your knees and say, oh, I forgive you. It's a process that takes place between your ears and the front and back of your head. And then let go. Point number 2. Something I need to do more of, but I would kind of encourage and challenge you to do. A lot of times people who I don't quote unquote know on Spark will comment on a blog or stop by my Spark page and say, I read something you wrote or I saw one of your B blogs and it was really, really cool. So You know, I go to thank them, and notice they've only been sparking a couple weeks. Maybe they've been sparking a couple months and have a whopping total of one friend, the spark guy. Not that that's a bad friend to have. And I remember them days. They weren't that long ago. I remember you guys reaching out, all of you one at a time, and made me feel comfortable and made me feel like, gee, you know, I want to continue this. I think we forget about that. It's just been brought home to me this week because it's been a really rough week with my travel and not necessarily being able to have my number one food of choice available to me. That would really sustain me to go to the gym when I didn't want to go because I was just so tired from being in the car and teaching and interacting with people was the fact that there's a degree of accountability here at Spark. And that accountability comes from one another. So, you know, I've got to show up on a regular basis if I want to be healthy, and I kind of have to report. And that, I think, has been the biggest help to me. It's just the support I get from everybody here. So here's my challenge to you. Right? Kind of comes from a line of my all-time favorite motivator, who I call Saint Zig Ziglar. If you help other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. Find somebody that's not been sparking long. Just stop by their Spark page. Say, hey, saw you left a comment on so-and-so's blog or noticed you were new to Spark. Just wanted to welcome you. Keep up the good work. Hang in there. I'm going to add you as a friend. If you need anything or, you know, things get rough, shoot me a Spark mail. All right. Somebody help me. I'm going to help you. Finally, if you remember a couple months ago, or maybe a month ago, I blogged about how the gym I go to had chosen me for a newspaper ad they were going to do. I was a member of the month to help recruit, and they had a little article. Well, the problem is that they ran it as an ad, so I can't give you the link to our newspaper because the ads don't show up in the newspaper. Now, they did give me a copy of it, and it's a PDF file, and I tried to post it on my Spark page, and they told me, got a little message, must be an image. So, we're going to try to do it this way. Okay? And okay, there we go. That's the ad. It says losing weight the healthy way, and there's an image of me, and there's a little article just says what I did and how much weight I'd lost in the whole 9 yards, and the gym logo and Big June membership offer, the whole 9 yards. I'm trying to hold this thing still so y'all can see it. Okay, there we go. Put on my status yesterday that I had my knee in a brace. I was doing my C25K, and at the end I came down wrong on my left leg, felt the pain shoot through my knee. It's okay, but precautionary measures said put it in a brace and stay off of it. This is driving me nuts. But I guess there'll be something I'll learn here too, and of course once I learn it, rest assured, I'll pass it on. You have a great Friday, and have a good weekend.